Hey everybody, John from Movie Bundles here, and today I am going to be discussing the Trey Edward Shults film It Comes at Night. Now, Trey Edward Shults really rose to prominence after the release of his debut film, Creature, which by all accounts was a sparkling debut that really excelled in creating suspense and tension via the mundane setting of a Thanksgiving dinner and family reunion. And in his second venture, It Comes at Night, he appears to be attempting that self-same formula, albeit this time in the makeshift horror genre. I say makeshift because that is my first issue with this film. It's not actually a horror film. In fact, it's not even close to being a horror film. It is a psychological mystery film with horror components added in for the hell of it. It certainly does follow in the well-trodden footsteps of horror films that I've watched recently, such as Hush, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Green Room, and even The Witch. It has the same isolated, shut-in, claustrophobic setting and a fairly small cast to boot, but it's not on the same level of any of those films I've just mentioned, and never really follows through with the promising opening 15 minutes of the film. Now, the opening scene incidentally involves the brutal killing of a feverishly ill-looking elderly man who seems to be afflicted with a mysterious disease. The man's shot, thrown into a shallow grave, and he's burnt immediately. And then shortly afterwards, he is identified as the grandfather of the family. And this sets up the brutal nature of the world, and also the necessary rules that the people have put in place to continue an uneasy existence. They're really having to strive and resort to extreme behaviour just to make ends meet and survive in this post-apocalyptic world. Now, It Comes at Night really revolves around two families forced to cohabitate for a common purpose, and that common purpose is strength in numbers and survival. It shucks the more conventional choice of proper horrors, if you'd like, and instead focuses on the deeply ingrained paranoia, mostly about what's in the woods outside this cabin-like house, and also the thinly disguised animosity which grows between the two families. The first family consists of Paul, played by Joel Edgerton, Sarah, played by Carmen Ejogo, and Travis, played by Calvin Harris Jr., and also a bedraggled looking family dog which looks as though it's not been washed in about 2 years. And they have taken to really wearing gas masks and scrubbing themselves and boarding up every conceivable gap in the house. The second family is headed up by Will, played by Christopher Abbott, who stumbles onto their land by accident and into their house early on in the film. His sort of a happy-go-lucky hippie-esque wife Kim, played by Riley Keough, and their young son Andrew, played by Griffin Faulkner, soon join the family staying in the house, although not before some mild torture is meted out and an unexpected tense shootout with a lone bandit in the woods. Now, I don't want to give too much away about the plot because it really is a short film anyway, and to do so would really spoil the suspense and any fun which is to be had in the film. I didn't overly enjoy it myself, but I do understand that films are deeply subjective, and me not enjoying the film is not reason enough to go and spoil it for someone else who may potentially want to watch it. All I will say is that the tensions inevitably grow ever more as the film goes through its paces, and a problem which is only exacerbated really by the strange attic dwelling and snooping child that is Travis. This boy really displays mild signs of autism at best and severe post-traumatic stress from the whole isolation and or loss of his grandfather and anyone he cares for at worst. Most of the film seems to centre on this character, the strange reoccurring dreams he has about red doors and blood pouring from various orifices, and he really has this night after night and seems to have an ingrained fear of catching this mysterious disease which is really affecting everybody round about him. The impressive acting performances from Edgerton, Harris Jr. and Keough, and also the clever use of a compartmentalised house setting to really ramp up the claustrophobic tension in the film were the two main positives I took from the film. Joel Edgerton in particular was outstanding as the father figure, Paul, in the film, the real standout performance, perhaps alongside his on-screen son Travis, played by Harris Jr. But ultimately though, I felt it tried too hard to be clever and couldn't help but feel disappointed really. I think the prevailing theme here was to show the extremes humanity can be driven to by paranoia and or extreme fear, which meant there was never any sign of an actual threat in the film. It was mostly psychological, as I said. The ending was fairly textbook, and there was a telegraph twist which just felt bland and banal to me. And overall I thought it was a fairly average experience, all things considered. Honestly, I can't really recommend watching this film unless you've got nothing better to watch, really. And I will be giving it a 2 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a little follow on Facebook at Movie Burner Entertainment and on Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out at the Movie Burner blog on movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.